in the house. At the point wherein she told me her story on the plane, because by the time she told me how, what she went through in Dubai and how she got on the plane, and I began to see that I wasn't supposed to even sit here in the first place. Why did I tell my friend to swap with me? It was actually from the plane that I knew God was up to something. We didn't even have enough money for me to go for the conference. And I had to ask the board of trustees, can I go on this trip? Can I take out of this money to go on this trip? And they said, yes, it's ministry you're doing. You're not going, to enjoy yourself. You're going for ministry. So by all means, take out of the money from the account and go on that trip. And for me, with hindsight now, I believe I went on that trip for Rita. One of the things I've learned is we should be open and allow God to interject our plans. I'll say my kind of person, naturally, I would have said, I don't want wahala. Let her be, let me be. Or as humans, we would have said, this person I don't know, But I've learned from this whole process that when you are available, God will always find you and use you. 2017 August, I traveled to Benin. She didn't know I was coming. I just put a call through to her in the morning. Rita, how are you doing? I hope business is going on. I hope you're doing well. She said, yes, okay. I said, okay. I hope you're going to the shop today. She said, yes, she's going to the shop. And she's just trying to put a few things together in the morning. She didn't know I was already at the airport. So by midday, I just showed up at her stall, and she was all over shouting and all. And that was how I went to meet her mother-in-law, saw the children, Unfortunately, I didn't meet her husband because her husband wasn't in town at that point in time. Okay, seeing her with the children made me to know that family is key. No matter how you have strayed, no matter how you have gone away, we can't take that, we can't take out the family unit. If there is love, people will always take you back. And that was what I saw, with the children, with her mother-in-law, and even the few times I spoke with her husband on the phone, I could see that, they were able to continue from where she left off before she left the house.
My name is John Ayuba, and I am from Borno State.
In the night, I'll dress up, go outside, go look for men.
I was afraid. Let me just be open. I was really, really afraid to bring Rita in.
guys, what's up? My name is Razia Adam, and I'm coming with you today with the latest news in celebrity news, fashion, sports, film, television, all around the world. Let's begin our show. So 2020 has been such a long year for all of us, and I know that we're all super glad that it's gonna end, but we're all trying to get into the holiday spirit. So just like any other city in the entire world, Washington, D.C. is doing the same, as COVID cases are exploding across the entire country. It's unclear how long the pandemic will last, but the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts is one of the arts groups that's cautiously working on a comeback. So let's see what they're going to cook up for the holiday season.
2 of the 3 main stages at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts remain closed. But Washington, D.C.'s premier art center is cautiously reopened its opera house. Live performances resumed in October, but the experience is different. To prevent the spread of the virus, only 50 people are allowed in the audience, and they are seated on the stage.
So the idea was to put everybody here on stage, put the audience on stage, reverse the relationship between the artist and the audience, so the artist is playing onto the stage.
Temperature checks are mandated. Seats are well over 6 feet apart, and artists must pass a COVID test before the performance.
The mood has been wonderful, and that's part of the experience of being on stage here at the Opera House. Because as you walk through backstage and you see the memorabilia from past performances, this is a new experience for the audience. They're having a chance to be on stage, which is not something they normally get a chance to do.
It feels wonderful. It feels wonderful to make music in a larger space. I have a very nice studio, but it's confined.
The center recently renovated the Opera House's ventilation system and offers 1 performance a week. Tickets for the performances are selling out in minutes. Everyone here says no recorded performance can compare to being on stage and seeing the eyes of people in the audience.
It's just energy that goes back and forth. You can feel it if the audience is really silent, even the applause at the end.
The Kennedy Center has scheduled only 2 live performances for December. Officials hope to carefully open up even more as conditions improve in 2021. Karina Befredjian for VOA News, Washington.
Now let's head on over to Senegal, where unfortunately women's rights activists in the country say gender-based violence has increased during the pandemic. Senegalese artist Dayart exhibits her own experience. Estelle Danjado has more from Dakar.
47 years old Senegalese painter Dayart, who only wishes to be identified by her artist name, is a survivor of gender-based violence. The mother of 2 was born with a disability that made it hard for her to protect herself from her violent husband. Dayart divorced and uses her paintings to show the attacks and social stigma against abused women.
I identify with these paintings. I don't take the suffering of another, but I take my own suffering. I'm trying to represent on a canvas. So, through my brushes, my painting, as a committed artist, it is my duty to raise awareness through my paintings. But it is also my duty to denounce.
Activists say gender-based violence has increased globally during COVID-19 restrictions, and Senegal is no exception. Activist Dédé Didi created violence against women in Senegal after a close friend was killed by her husband. During the COVID-19 lockdown, Didi's website has been flooded with messages from women in need.
All of the cases I have received are where women are being kicked out of their homes by their husbands just to make life